from cockpit.
Go ahead.
We're ready for pushback and engine start.
Okay, Captain. All doors and hatches are closed and the bypass pin has been inserted. Please release brakes.
Brakes released.
Roger that. Pushing back. And you're cleared to start all engine.
Roger. 4.2 pounds. Pumps on.
Passenger signs.
On.
Windows.
Locked.
Mode control panel.
Set.
Takeoff speeds.
Set.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Free and zero.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Are you positive? Anti-collision light.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
I'm ready for the brief.
Okay, we have no MEL issues today. I'll be the pilot flying. It'll be a standard takeoff. We'll be using Noise Abatement Departure Procedure 1. The departure will be an ATC assigned SID. We'll use flaps 5 for takeoff. As for anti-ice, it's not required. Engine blades will be on. Regarding the takeoff brief, from brake release to 80 knots, I'll abandon the takeoff for any vital malfunction called by any flight deck crew member current, present, and awake. I'll call reject, confirm the auto brakes are operating and the speed brakes are deployed. If the auto brakes are not working, I'll apply maximum manual braking and maximum symmetrical reverse thrust and bring the aircraft to a complete stop on the runway. After the full stop on the runway, we will make a decision on any further actions. From 80 knots to V1, I'll only reject for 3 reasons: engine fire, engine failure, or a takeoff configuration warning horn. At and above V1, we'll bring the aircraft into the air. The only actions I need from you below 400 feet are for you to silence the bells and confirm the failures. Above 400 feet, I'll call for the failure action drills as required, and you'll perform the memory items. At 800 feet above field elevation, I'll call for altitude hold and retract the flaps on schedule while going to maximum continuous thrust on the operating engine. Passing through 1500 feet, I'll call for the checklist. If we're above the maximum landing weight, we'll make a decision to perform an overweight landing as the situation requires. For wheel well, engine, or wing fire, after landing, I will turn the aircraft in such a way that the flames will be on the downwind side and will evacuate on the upwind side. For any cargo fire, make sure the emergency services do not open the cargo doors until the evacuation is complete. Any questions?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Okay, pushback is complete. Please set brakes.
Parking brakes set.
Thank you, Captain, and the tow bar and bypass pin have been removed. We'll see you on the left side with the pin.
Okay, ground. The engine starts are good. You can disconnect now and go to hand signals.
Okay, everything looks good down here. Have a nice flight.
On.
Before start checklist, complete.
Start engine 2. Start engine 1. Flaps 5.
Check. Starting number 2.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the exit nearest you. The nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, lights will illuminate the aisle. The cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open and oxygen masks will appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask toward you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will be flowing to the mask even though the bag may not inflate. Cover your nose and mouth with the mask. Place the elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling on the ends. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatories. Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat. Thank you for your attention.
Before taxi checklist.
Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Isolation valves.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Engine start levers.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flaps.
Flaps 5. Green light.
Stabilizer trim.
.0 units.
Before takeoff checklist complete. Cabin crew, take your seats. Yes. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin's secure.
Runway entry procedure, please.
Check. Clear on the approach.
Takeoff.
Check. Ready to go.
Halifax Tower, 738, ready for south departure at runway 5. 738 cleared for takeoff. Runway 5, departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 5, 738.
80 knots.
Check.
V1.
V1.
Rotate.
V2.
Positive right.
Gear up.
Gear up. Transition altitude. Altimeters 2992.
Transition altitude. Altimeters 2992.
Gear up, lights out.
Heading select.
Heading select.
VNAV.
VNAV.
Command A.
Command A.
Climb thrust.
Climb thrust set.
Level change.
Level change.
Set flaps up speed.
Check.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
After takeoff checklist.
Wait. I'm ready for the checklist.
After takeoff checklist.
Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up, no lights. After takeoff checklist. Complete.
Descent checklist.
I'm ready for the brief.